Welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune page. Here you will find original news programming, exclusive digital events, and shows that are directly from the community. At the Los Angeles Tribune, we believe in giving a voice to the voiceless. We are proud to be the only national brand to empower everyday people to make a difference. Since 1886, our reputation has been built on truth and responsibility. Thank you for watching and making a difference.
For general inquiries, contact today. Thank you on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune team.
Welcome to a celebration at the precipice of time, where the power of women knows no bounds. Experience Her Story Unfolding, a reawakening of our collective consciousness to the monumental achievements of our foremothers, a tribute to the battles they fought, rights they've secured, and paths they've paved that women all over the world are continuing to navigate and expand upon. Her stories are unfolding, empowering growing, building legacies of pioneering women by sharing their stories, celebrating their accomplishments, and embracing the rights and privileges they've bestowed to us for generations to come.
Welcome to another day of Her Story Unfolding. This is Ava Emanuel, Editor-in-Chief of the Los Angeles Tribune. And with me today is Alicia Magnus Lewis, our Managing Director for the Los Angeles Tribune and our lead journalist. And today we are excited to bring to you the grand finale, the part 3 of the NAACP Awards, where our lead journalist, Alicia Magnus Lewis, has interviewed a lot of the celebrities, the award-winning artists from the NAACP Awards. So, Alicia, how excited are you about today?
I'm so excited, Ava, to be sharing with you all part 3 of our coverage of the NAACP Image Awards. As we've mentioned in part 1 and part 2, it was truly a delight to cover the NAACP Image Awards because we were able to talk to women across the industry that are doing so much in their respective endeavors, but coming together to celebrate community, to celebrate achievements, to celebrate friendships, to celebrate collaboration, advocacy for rights, and so much more. And so we're just honored to be able to bring you these stories and these interviews as part of our Her Story Unfolding series, where we at the Los Angeles Tribune have dedicated the entire month of March to honoring and celebrating women as part of Women's History Month. Now, we don't just celebrate women in March and not the rest of the year. We are very, very big on celebrating women at all times, but we really wanted to take a dedication to creating this series that's all about unearthing, elevating, and inspiring individuals through exploring the stories of people from all around the world who have had different experiences and are contributing to society in so many different ways. And there's so many themes that we've heard from women along this series of Her Story Unfolding around what it means to dream big, what it means to dream with your eyes open, what the spirit of collaboration and partnership can do for what it is that you're doing in your own personal life, but how you learn and engage with others. So many themes explored. And these themes come up in a lot of the interviews that we had on the red carpet. So we encourage you all to continue to tune in, listen to the interviews, share them with a friend, and really, as we say in all of our broadcasts, take the time to inquire about your own story, about your own legacy, about what we like to call the little big things in your life that are continuing to impact the world, whether it's your world, the world around you, the community world around you, and beyond. So this segment, this series is all about inspiration. It's all about taking a moment to pause and be present. And it is what you make of it. So tune in, and before we dive into the interviews, we'll be playing a segment that Ava and I recorded for you live at the red carpet, so you can get a sense and a feel of what it was like to be at the Image Awards. And then we'll dive into the interviews that we have for you today. Ava?
I am very, very excited to see that that clip again. You were definitely on our minds when we were at the red carpet, and Alicia and I were like, let's make a video clip for our audience for Her Story Unfolding, because a lot of those who we interviewed were women, and we all asked them about stories that inspired them and legacies as women, past, present, and future. And so we're excited to bring you this video.
Yes, we are. Tune in.
Hi, I'm Emmanuel, editor-in-chief of the Los Angeles Tribune, and I'm here with our lead journalist and the director of business solutions, Alicia Magnus Lewis. Alicia, what is your experience of today's interview in the NAACP Awards?
I mean, Ava, it's just been joy to celebrate Black excellence at its highest caliber. We talked politics today. We talked women's empowerment. We talked how do people look within to stay grounded and find their own voice so they can show up in the world how they want in their own way, not being told who to show up as. The NAACP is such an historic organization, an entity in the United States that has fought for rights, for liberty, for justice, and is continuing to do so. And it is so beautiful when people can come together in community, in collaboration, and most importantly, in celebration to honor each other, to honor the community, and to honor all of the beautiful works of art. So it's just been a delight and an honor to be here.
An absolute delight. It's something that we really stand by with the Los Angeles Tribune, diversity. And we really saw that tonight, and I saw you shine. I was so excited with Alicia, doing all of the interviews. So you're going to see all of the upcoming interviews.
Yes, you will. And I think what's so beautiful about what we celebrated today and what we're celebrating every day is entertainment, but also entrepreneurship. There are so many Black entrepreneurs out there that are being the change they want to see. They're seeing gaps in the market. They're innovating and creative on massive scale. There are so many individuals making a huge mark in multi-million-dollar industries and making their mark, writing their stories, and cementing their legacies. And we're so big on empowering and inspiring entrepreneurship at the Los Angeles Tribune. We educate, we empower, we inspire, we uplift. These are values that the NAACP has, and these are values that are very strong and high and a spirit of the Black community. So we stand proud with the NAACP, with all of the entertainers, the advocates, the family members, the children, the mothers, the brothers, the sisters, the beautiful people that came together to make this beautiful celebration all that it is.
Absolutely. And may I underscore, this is what you get when you have a lead journalist who's also a business strategist, combining entrepreneurship, media, entertainment, and all of it. We want to thank our CEO, Mo Rock, for continuously being a stand for representation, for being a stand for diversity and also inclusion.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful for the Los Angeles Tribune, and also Alicia, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ava. It's so fun. It is an honor to be here with you. We are doing so much. It is March. Her Story Unfolding continues. We are still honoring women every day of the month in March because we see, we value, we elevate, we celebrate women. It's happening all month, this month of March, but it's continuing every day, right? We're changing the status quo in media. We're doing it differently because there's space for newness, there's space for innovation, there's space for creativity, and there's space for positive news. And we truly believe that here at the Los Angeles Tribune.
That is so exciting. We always have you in mind, and it's very true. We're celebrating, the National Women's History Month all month of March. We are now on the 20th. I'm very excited. We've got 11 more days to go. And the 30th and the 31st, we're going to do more hours. It's going to be a several hours fuller day of honoring women because, that's how we do things in the Los Angeles Tribune. We go all in. We go all in, right? Or we also say we go all out, right? On the bottom of the ticker, I'm just sharing with you. Check out the LA Tribune Special Edition.com. And also, I'm going to show you a picture of the newspaper that you will get when you go to LA Tribune Special Edition.com. It will be this cover, and it is all about women in leadership. You will find that the centerfold is a journey of her story unfolding. And so check out latribleadership.com. And with that, Alicia, I'm excited to see, who are you bringing up next? Which interview are you bringing up next? We've got the grand finale today. We've got 5 interviews that we get to show you, and we're excited to show you. So who are you bringing up next?
Yes, as Ava mentioned, today is the grand finale of the red carpet interviews, but tune into our other pages where you can check out the full experience of interviews from the evening. So it is a delight, it is an honor to bring our first interview to the screen with you all. It is Teyonah Parr. Now, Teyonah Parr is a force of an actress when it comes to what she does with her craft. She is Juilliard trained, and she has been in so many phenomenal films that take a stance and have a message. She was in Dear White People. She was in If Beale Street Could Talk, which is the film inspired by James Baldwin's book. She was in Survivor's Remorse, and I love her character in Survivor's Remorse. She is the wife of a basketball player's manager, but she holds it down in the film, and she is sassy. She is intentional about how she spends her time and what she wants her relationship to look like. You know, Teyonah is truly talented. She's picked so many amazing films. She was also in They Cloned Tyrone, which is a very, very deep film that's on Netflix, and we have other interviews from They Cloned Tyrone as well from the red carpet. So we encourage you to check out Teyonah Parr's work and tune in to get a few of her thoughts.
Hello, I am Alicia Magnus Lewis here with the Los Angeles Tribune. We are at the 55th NAACP Image Awards. We are celebrating Black excellence. We are celebrating creativity, but we're also celebrating dreaming big and thinking big. What has dreaming big? What role has dreaming big played in your life?
Oh, dreaming big has been a part of my life since I was a little girl. I mean, even to be able to become an actress and to follow this dream of being on this carpet and with these amazing, talented people and yourself, I've always dreamed big, and I've been allowed to do that with the love and guidance of my parents. So I really, really thank them for encouraging me to dream big, because I do dream big. And sometimes, you know, as you get older, I think you kind of lose it.
Yeah.
You're like, that's just not practical. And so I do try to remember back to young me, where it was like, anything is possible. I'm not scared, very fearless. But I think you kind of start to lose that as you get older.
Yeah, but what has enabled you to keep that fearless spirit?
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
You're beautiful.
So as you can see, there were so many more questions that we had for Teyonah. We'll have to bring her back, but she talked about dreaming big, which is something we've heard so much of on the Her Story Unfolding series. So many of the actions that the women we brought on the show have taken led to creation in so many great ways. Shogun with the LA Fashion Closet, and now she has a big show coming up in LA Fashion Week this week. Nim Stamp with what she's doing with the International Impact Book Awards. Dr. Lara and how she didn't have limiting beliefs, how her parents always encouraged her and her 8 siblings to just go for it, right? Dreaming big has done so much for so many individuals. So we just inspire you all to continuously dream big. And like Ms. June Ambrose mentioned earlier in the previous interviews that we've played for you all, dream with your eyes open, because you never know what will happen when you choose to dream big. Ava, what are your thoughts on dreaming?
Oh, absolutely. You know, you can't create what you don't dream of, right? Like you only can create what you have already desired. You know, it starts with desire. And you know, desire is also brought up with dreaming. And I know as a young maybe teenager, we were told, you know, that you dream too high, or you dream too big, or that's not for you. You know, I love Jamie Kern Lima's poem when she said that, they don't understand your dreams because it's not theirs. They were given to you. And so our encouragement to all women out there is, follow your heart and know that your what's implanted in you, whatever was given to you, you were also given everything that it takes to make it come true. And it starts with dreaming big. It starts with a desire. There's something in our brains, I'll talk about brains, like there's something in our brains, in our amygdala system in our brain, that only focuses on things that we look for, on things that we desire. And it starts with dreaming big, because when we dream, when we desire, we start seeing them. Ever had a situation where there's something that you haven't seen in a long time, and the moment you remember it, you find it. It's because it came to mind. And so that's the importance of dreaming big. It's like you got to create the reality first in your dreams, in your mind, in your imagination, and then you bring it to reality.
I love that you said that, Ava. And I love that you brought up the amygdala and the brain. I remember when you first introduced that concept to me, I said, Ava, what is the amygdala? What are you talking about? What is this concept of what you think persists? And we were driving down the highway and you said, you ever think about a blue car? And I'm like, a blue car? What are you talking about? And we started talking about blue cars. And then you asked me, how many blue cars did you now notice on the highway? And I was like, quite a few, right? But it's what we think about. It persists because now our brain is focusing in on that. And the next interview that we're going to bring up for you all to experience and to watch is from a woman that understood what it means to dream big, but also have patience and think about what timing means when you think about your dreams. Because it's one thing to dream, but it's another thing to create the space and have the faith to allow your dreams to be able to flourish and to come through. And sometimes, and oftentimes, timing is a big part of that. And it may not happen in the way that we thought and how we thought, but for our ability to create that space around it lets those dreams grow. So our next interview that we're bringing up on stage shortly is with the actress Danielle Pinnock. And she is currently in the show Ghost on CBS, which is a sitcom that you can watch right now. It is in its third season, and she talks all about what it is to dream big. She was also in Candy Cane Lane, Young Sheldon, and Tell It Like a Woman. So tune in continuously to hear more words from Danielle.
I have the pleasure of standing here with Danielle Pinnock. Ghost, we are here at the 55th annual NAACP Image Awards. When you woke up this morning, what were you thinking?
I need to dress. So I have to give a huge shout out to Cindy Closets and Robin. I love you,
What a moment. Women celebrating women. We love it.
That's my girl. I need a dress. That was my first thought this morning. So shout out to Cindy's Closet and Della Curva for providing this beautiful emerald moment. I just feel so lucky. And also, my God, I'm going to be in a room with so much Black excellence. I have had this event on my vision board for so many years, and I'm manifesting that I will be a nominee next year in the supporting actress in the comedy category. But it feels good to be amongst your peers. It's amazing.
That is so beautiful. One, I want to acknowledge that moment that you just had with Robin. Talk about women uplifting and supporting and celebrating women. Like the way that you all screamed with joy. It is a truly beautiful endeavor, especially now it's Women's History Month.
Yes.
Who is a woman that has inspired you throughout your life?
Well, there are a few women recently. One is Da'Vine Joy Randolph, who just won the Oscar. I went to college with Da'Vine, and I've known her for 18 years, to see her win, it just was inspiring to know that maybe I could win too one day. I'm also going to say my mother. I'm nothing without my mother. She was a single mom from Jamaica and gave me every opportunity that everybody else had. And I didn't realize what our situation was and that we didn't have much, but I never felt like that. And so I would not be here today without her encouragement, without her putting me in theater classes and all of that. So yeah, my mother as well.
A mother's wisdom. And I love what you were saying a little bit earlier about the fact that this moment right here was on your vision board. What role has vision boarding and mindset played in your life and your development?
Everything. I'm a manifestor through and through. I be praying down with the Clark sisters all the time. Okay, my grandmother at heart. Clark sisters stay on repeat. CC Winans. Okay, 90s version Kirk. So, but I have to say that you have to be able to dream it in order for it to come to fruition. Don't be afraid to write it down and make it plain. It may not happen in your timing, but it will happen.
Yeah, and it might happen in ways that surprise you.
I mean, booking Ghost was one of those things for me. I was a replacement. I don't think a lot of people know that. And so I booked that role in the 2020 pandemic, literally was in the house making focaccia bread like the rest of America, you know what I mean? And I got a call saying, you know, we're auditioning again. It was for the role of Alberta Haynes, who was a 1920s Prohibition era ghost. And I said, yes, put me in, coach. Auditioned on Zoom in my kitchen. Wow. I've been praying for that for 20 plus years, to be a series regular on a show like this, in a quirky comedy on broadcast TV. And for that to have happened in a pandemic, I mean, timing is everything. And now we get a season 4. It's unreal. It's unreal.
But it is real. You're standing here. It is real. That's where preparation meets opportunity, meets a willingness to just show up and say yes on Zoom. It doesn't matter. We're here. I thought about this. We're trying to figure it out, and I'm going to show up.
I'm telling you, I literally borrowed my mother's shake and go wig for that audition and ordered a $20 faux fur. Okay, and had my 30th birthday ASOS dress for that audition. And I had this little hat from Major Barber, a show I did in Chicago. And the showrunner said, do you need to do it with the hat? Can you take the hat off? I said, oh my God, I'm gonna lose the role. Now Alberta has a hat, look at it.
But listen, you showed up as yourself, right? You showed up, you were auditioning, but you also brought yourself to the table, and look how now you said Alberta has a hat, right? You brought that, you willed that. Might we say you vision board that into the role, right?
Listen, I'm just grateful to be on this show. It is one of the #1 comedies on broadcast TV. We're bringing in 7 to 10 million views per week. We would not be here without our fans. And so to be Alberta on this series during this time, it just feels incredible.
Wow, it has been such a pleasure speaking with you today, to your mom's vision, to your vision, to writing it down and not being afraid to write it down, and then also to having the patience to wait for the right timing for it to play out the way you wanted it to. That's huge.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. And thank you for having me. I love y'all. I love LA Tribune.
Oh, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. So great to see you. Have a good evening. Enjoy.
I'm like, I love you all. I love LA Tribune. I was just giggling in there. Okay, yes, I am the editor-in-chief of the Los Angeles Tribune, and I am a woman, and I am, I'm the queen of making fun spaces. So let's just do that. I love just how excited she was and how authentic she was. So, oh, how beautiful. Acknowledging, many of us, our heroes are our mom, mine is too. And my mom, I always say I'm my mom's retirement walking around the earth, right? Like she pretty much invested everything for me to be where I am right now, to be able to come to America, to get my education, to be able to fulfill all of the requirements that it took for me to come and intern and everything that was required for me to get licensed when I first came here in America. So I'm grateful for my mom too, and I know you are a best friend with your mom too, Alicia. I often envy how much of a twin the two of you are.
Moms are amazing. Yes, I don't know where I would be without my mother. She is such a spirit, a light, a future thinker. And she's full of joy, and she taught me how to pour into myself very early in life. The joys of books and reading and traveling and exposing yourself to different cultures. And she has inspired so much in my life. And we are very close. And oftentimes now people say we are like twins because we've always looked alike, but we are the same height, the same size, we have the same haircut, it is the same color. But it's the beauty of relationships, it's the beauty of motherhood, it's the beauty of sisterhood. Like we saw on the carpet, the joy that she saw when she was seeing her friends walking down the carpet, right? Women inspiring women. And the beauty of vision boarding. My mom would always tell me, where there is a will, there is a way. It is something she started telling me when I was a very, very young girl. And she gifted me a book one day that had it engraved, but it was always like, when there's a will, there's a way. And for there to be a will, you have to have the vision for what you want that will to be. You have to figure out, like, what do I want and how can I will that into my life? And then you can find a way to accomplish whatever that thing is, or to experience whatever it is. And so I loved how she spoke about, during her interview, her vision board. The fact that her role that she has on CBS right now, she visioned it into her life. And she was herself going into the role, going into the audition. And her character, part of her character in the show was part of her own personal essence. And, you know, here at the Los Angeles Tribune, we're very big on what is the vision and how can we help people experience their vision. And we've had Kenyelle Ash on our programs in the past, and Kenyelle Ash has Millions in Progress, and she is the first Black woman to have a vision boarding couture kit, where individuals can buy the kit and to create a vision board. I'm huge on vision boarding. I've had the same vision board on as my phone lock screen for the last 3.5 years. And it's beautiful what you can happen when you dare to dream and dare to vision, and how you can knock down doors and knock down barriers, which is what this next interview is all about. So the next interview that we will be sharing with you all is from a woman who is taking over in the fashion and in the beauty world. She is gorgeous, but she's also a voice. She is an advocate for individuals feeling comfortable in their own skin, which sometimes is challenging. It can be challenging to be comfortable in your own skin, and it can be easier to hide behind accessories, right? To hide behind makeup, to hide behind hair. But there's something truly special about walking into all that you are and all that you continue to be. So our next guest is Miss Madisin Rian. She is a force in the fashion world. She is a supermodel. She has graced many covers of many magazines and Sports Illustrated. She was in Sports Illustrated. She talked about how she dreamed about it. She visioned it. She was discovered by Kimora Lee Simmons years ago, and she is just taking the fashion world by storm. So tune in to hear a little bit of inspiration from Miss Madisin.
I have the pleasure of standing here with Armani Rian, who is the first
technical difficulty.
I have the pleasure of standing here with Armani Rian, who is the first Black woman face of Armani Beauty. I mean, you are gorgeous, right? But you are the first face, Black face of Armani Beauty. And what is it like to be the first when it's a time when we shouldn't have to be the first? Like, what is that experience like for you?
There's so much room for anyone to be the first. I think that Black women in fashion and in the beauty industries, we've come such a long way. And I love that we've been able to share our stories and to really just open the world up to our journeys and our struggles with not having the proper makeup, without having the proper, undergarments that matches our skin tones and so on and so forth. So I think it's just so beautiful, actually, that we finally come to this place. So to be the first Black face as Armani is such an honor for me. And I just want for Black women to just stand strong and high into their, in confidence.
Yeah.
And to just continue to just kill it and just
walk with your back
embrace
straight,
it.
embrace your beauty, all of that, We at the Los Angeles Tribune, we are celebrating women the entire month of March through our series, HerStory Unfolding, because there are so many unique stories to be told. And beauty and fashion is such an expression of self, but it's something to be said when you can be seen in what is celebrated by so many others, right? And what people strive for. So what does feeling seen mean to you?
Feeling seen, I feel like has everything to do with just being yourself.
Yeah.
When you're yourself, you're going to be seen not only for whatever it is that you love doing, but just the light that you exude and how you're able to impact and influence other people. You're always going to be seen if you just are yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
You know, truthfully seen. I'll say that, truthfully.
And that's beautiful, because to be fully seen, you have to see yourself, right? So it is a deeply personal journey. What is something that you want the little girls out there to know?
Wow. One thing I will say that I've taken for myself is just, I think that doing the inner work first and also supporting others will take you so much further. I think it's about community. I think it's about uplifting one another and coming together. And with that, I mean, all possibilities are, you know, endless.
Literally endless. Community and seeing yourself and believing, right? And doing the work. I don't want to skip over that, right? It's so important to rely on others, but even more important to do the work.
Yeah, do the work, do the inner work.
Yes, thank you so much. The inner work. Yes, thank you so much.
You are beautiful.
Oh, it was such a delight to speak with Miss Madisin Rian. And I got so excited about how she's broken down barriers with Armani. I'm like, Armani Rian, Miss Madisin Rian. She is a force. And it's love the fact that she spoke about doing the inner work, right? The inner work and thinking about who you are on the inside, because there's so much beauty on the inside of us as well as on the outside. And she really spoke about the importance of doing the inner work. She is such an advocate for change. At one point, she shaved all of her hair off because she didn't want to just speak about beauty and confidence, but she wanted to walk it and exude it. And she wanted to show all the women out there, all the little girls out there, that your hair type, your hair texture, it doesn't define who you are. Your beauty does truly come within. And so she's just such a beautiful representation of beauty from the inside out and the outside in. And she was just a pleasure to speak with and see throughout the night.
Absolutely. I'm delighted to hear someone who's beautiful, gorgeous, and also be a stand for, really doing the inner work. So that's just so beautiful. Alicia, who are you bringing up next? I'm excited.
Yes, so we have so many guests coming up still for you to hear from next. But we also want to acknowledge Lene Cook Braxton, who she is part of the Los Angeles Tribune family. She really wanted the Los Angeles Tribune to be a part of the NAACP Image Awards. She's written articles about the Image Awards on the Los Angeles Tribune, the losangelestribune.com. Lene is a force. She is a dancer. She was recruited at UNC Chapel Hill, and she was on the cheer squad, and she is a woman of first as well. So in 1996, she made history as the youngest captain for the inaugural NFL Carolina Panthers cheerleader squad. She is a yoga teacher. She's big on integrative and natural medicine. And she's just such a warm and beautiful spirit. And she's big on partnership, collaboration, and connection. And Lene, we just want to say thank you so much for what you do for the community. Thank you for honoring and recognizing and contributing to the stories being told about the NAACP and the Image Awards on the losangelestribune.com. And we know that you are here in spirit with us, and you were with us on the red carpet as well. We appreciate you.
Yeah, so for our audience, we are surrounded at the Los Angeles Tribune. Much as Alicia and I are in the forefronts of bringing you the news, there are a lot of people who are behind the scenes who make things happen. The Los Angeles Tribune team, is one of our biggest cheerleaders in making things happen. And, we also have friends like Renee Cook Braxton, who introduced us and opened doors for us, like with the NAACP Awards. There was something that Lene made happen for us. So thank you for all our friends. And with that, let me acknowledge a really, really good friend of the Los Angeles Tribune, David Jones. David Jones has been very, very faithful and loyal in really acknowledging and supporting the Los Angeles Tribune. He's from Sacramento, and every time there's an LA Tribune event, he comes here to Los Angeles, and he's there. He says, I'm going to be there one day. Yes and amen. You're going to be in the NAACP. Let's make it 2020. 25, David Jones, right? And he said he's a big dreamer. So those are our friends, we love all our community who joins us. And so we encourage you to connect with us. And the way to connect with us is to email community@latribuneonline.com. Again, that's community@latribuneonline.com. And we'd love to connect with you and also bring you in some of our shows, get you into some of our newspapers and, create that community together. Alicia, who are you bringing up next?
Yes, for sure. Thank you, David Jones, for always tuning in and always supporting. So our next guest that we are bringing up on stage is someone that is a champion of community, of family, of storytelling. She is an actress, but she is so much more. She believes in the power of storytelling, of going after your dreams and knowing that you're going to be okay. And so it is an honor that we will share this interview, this very, very special interview with Jayne Kennedy. And Jayne Kennedy won an Image Award back in 1982 for a motion picture that she was in, Body and Soul. But really want you to tune in and listen to what Lene introduced us. So thank you so much for Lene introducing us to the NAACP Image Awards, but really want you to tune in and listen to what Jayne says and represents and the power of connection and relationships and individuals connecting each other together. Tune in.
I know that there is a lot going on. We just want to say that we at the Los Angeles Tribune recognize you for all of the work that you do, and it's so beautiful to see all of those in your community come to you and reach out to you and acknowledge you. It is Women's History Month. You do so much. What is a message that you want individuals to know and be aware about?
We all have a history. We all have a story. I've been writing an autobiography for 24 years. It will be released next year.
Wow.
Second quarter is called Plain Jane. And in the writing of it, I wrote it in pieces because I wanted to live certain aspects of it before I wrote about it.
I love it.
And during the process, I realized, that we all have those stories. And it doesn't take much. You can just get a journal and just jot it down, whatever you're thinking that day. And you don't have to ever publish it. You don't ever have to publish it. All you have to do is read it to yourself so that it's acknowledgement that you are somebody special. And I think that is a message that we all need to find out how to resonate, not only in our communities and our families, but throughout the world, because this world really needs that.
Wow, that is so important that everyone has history, everyone is legacy, and everyone has a story within you. And writing it out, not because you want to tell it to the world, and if you want to, that's amazing too, but you can just do that for yourself. That's truly inspiring. What role has writing your story as you've been living it, but also being aware that you don't want to write too soon kind of played in your life, right? That's such an awareness to say, I don't want to write it out yet, because it still happens.
Yes, you can do that, but you can also delete it.
I love that. Control-Alt-Delete to reset, but you can also
reset, do it all over again.
You can also delete it.
Figure out who you are.
Yeah. So we at the Los Angeles Tribune recognize women, are celebrating women all month long, really all year long, but through our series celebrating her story unfolding. Who is a woman that has played a role in your life that really means a lot to you?
My mom, without a doubt, my mom. Absolutely. She's the one person that she was the one when I left to go to Los Angeles. I thought I was 19, and I thought this is going to be the hardest thing to ever have to tell my mom, because in writing the story, I recognized that I had a wonderful childhood.
Yeah.
I didn't have the struggle, like people talk about, I have to, write about the horrible things that happened in my life. But you can write about the happiness and the success as well. And my mom made such a difference in my life. And I dreaded that conversation so much. And when I told her, she said, Jayne, and I came from a small town.
Yeah.
She said, Jayne, you have so much to offer, and it's not here.
Wow.
She said, so you go out and you do me proud.
Wow.
And that's all I needed to hear.
Yeah, that is so beautiful that you just acknowledge one, your mother is beautiful, but all that you are, right? All that you are, and living your dream and going out there and figuring it out. That is a testament. What is one thing you want to tell all the little girls out there?
Like I've had so many people tell me, like when little girls can look at you and say, she did this, and maybe I can do it too. And it reminds me of when Oprah was telling me that she and Gail used to sit in front of the TV when I was on the NFL Today. And she would say, looking at you do that made us believe that we could do it too. So it doesn't mean just the little girls, but, everyone. Just, representation matters.
Yeah.
And when you can see it, you can achieve it. Whether no matter what your age bracket is.
Yeah.
You might be 90 and people are telling you, you've lived your life, time to sit down. Well, if you feel empowered to go write your story or to go do whatever you want to do, you must do that. You must pay yourself the homage to do that.
That is so beautiful. Jamie, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. You are an inspiration to so many. Hope that you enjoy your night tonight and continue to write that beautiful story that's being written one page at a time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You are most welcome. I'm so glad.
Right, that story, even one page at a time. How beautiful. And been on the making for how long, Alicia?
She's writing it and it's still being written, like all of her life. And it's beautiful that she has been writing it all her life and has been taking the time to reflect and to slow roll it out, right? Allow the story to unfold. But I also love what she said, like, you can write, you don't have to show it with the world. You can always hit delete, right? But there's something about expressing your experiences through words. It's an acknowledgement to yourself. It's an acknowledgement to the fact that you have a personal story, because we all do. Sometimes we think that stories are reserved for the person that's doing A or the person that's doing B, but we all have a story. Just us being able to wake up each and every day, we have a story. And that's what Her Story Unfolding is all about. And it's called Unfolding, kind of like Jayne's book, because it's still all of the women that we're bringing on as part of the series, their stories are continuing to unfold. We're just reading a page in a book that's still being written, right? And so it's beautiful. Like, whether you show it to someone else and you publish it, whether you let your creativity and imagination flow and you write that fictional book and you publish it, or whether you just write it down in your notes app on your phone and then you hit delete, your story matters and it's important. And sometimes it's nice to write it out because it's just a reflection and you can read it and be like, yeah, I did that. For the parts that you love, for the parts that you're like, maybe I want to rewrite that in the next chapter or shift that in the next chapter, right? There's something to be said about that acknowledgement, which is why even at the Los Angeles Tribune, we're huge on storytelling and book telling. And we have the LA Tribune Publishing House because we believe in the power of story. We believe in the power of storytelling and elevating
the
those
transformational power.
The transformational power of books. I will say, every place I've ever lived, I've always had a bookshelf. It's something that my mom taught me very young, which was to read books. And it's something that I've been doing for so long because, especially the paper version of the book, there's a lot of power in the paper version of the book. So we love books. Yes, David Jones said, Jayne has vision. Yes, she does. She has been trailblazing and has vision. And we shared with you all some clips from the Image Awards because we really thought it was important to share the stories of the women that were walking the carpet, how they shared the women that inspired their lives, how they dreamt big. And while we were on the carpet, it just felt so synchronistic to hear some of the themes that we had already been hearing throughout the Her Story Unfolding segment come to life in person with these women on the carpet. And we recognized that they were important themes to continue to dive into, to hear personal stories and anecdotes about. So we hope that you enjoyed this special edition of Her Story Unfolding, where we dive into the thoughts and the mindsets of so many beautiful women that grace the Image Awards carpet, that won awards, have won awards, are creating impact, are advocating for women's rights in the criminal justice system, are advocating for having a personal life outside of your work life, like India spoke about. There were so many themes explored in such a short amount of time on the carpet, but we really thought it was important to bring you all this very special segment of Her Story Unfolding, as you saw it unfold right there in the carpet.
And who are you bringing up next, Alicia?
So today we have more interviews for you all, but we will say stay tuned. Check us out across all of our channels so that you can see all of the interviews that we did on the carpet, because we heard a lot of gems, and you'll hear the Her Story Unfolding theme continuing with the individuals, men, young children, women that we interviewed on the carpet. As Ava mentioned earlier in this broadcast, we are doing a very, very special segment at the end of the month on March 30th and 31st. It is the grand finale for Her Story Unfolding, where in the spirit of partnership, collaboration, and like we've said in the past, it's a party when we bring a lot of women together. We are having 2 full-day broadcasts where you'll get to hear panel discussions on important topics such as mental health, well-being, finances, cooking, sexual assault, advocacy, and protection. So many different complex topics from so many thought leaders in the space, and so many women that are doing the work, children that are doing the work, investors that are doing the work. And if you know of a story that you think is important to be told, whether it is through Her Story Unfolding or in another broadcast, or just to be featured in our digital newspaper or our Thought Leader edition paper, please let us know, because we're all about news that inspires, uplifts, empowers, and elevates. It is very, very special to bring positivity to the world. So we appreciate you all tuning in for this very, very special episode of Her Story Unfolding. And stay tuned. You won't want to miss out the stories that we have lined up for today and tomorrow. We're doing a bit of a twist on our normal format, bringing in a special guest who's honoring a family member, because stories can be told from different vantage points, from different perspectives, and we want to bring you all that experience as well. So it'll be a very, very special episode coming in the next few days for you from a person that is doing so much important work for children locally and beyond. You won't want to miss out. Thank you again for tuning in to another segment of Her Story Unfolding, and we will see you soon.
See you soon.
Welcome to a celebration at the precipice of time, where the power of women knows no bounds. Experience Her Story Unfolding, a reawakening of our collective consciousness to the monumental achievements of our foremothers, a tribute to the battles they fought, rights they've secured, and paths they've paved that women all over the world are continuing to navigate and expand upon. Her stories are unfolding, empowering growing, building legacies of pioneering women by sharing their stories, celebrating their accomplishments, and embracing the rights and privileges they've bestowed to us for generations to come.